So in the last session, we covered the basic introduction to DevOps. Have you remembered, right? The basic introduction to DevOps we covered already. Okay. What is the difference between waterfall model versus agile model, and then DevOps culture. Okay, we covered about this one, sir. Next, even multiple important conclusions about DevOps we covered already, where everything is continuous. In the DevOps, have you observed, right? Where which is going to cover both the development and dev and operations, both it's going to be covered, where everything is continuous. Infinite cycle. If you remember that infinite cycle, if you remember, yes, the diagram, just have a look once, where everything is continuous planning, continuous coding, continuous build, continuous test, continuous release, continuous deploy, continuous operations, continuous monitoring, sir. Everything is continuous. It is infinite cycle, like I covered very clearly, yes, in the last sessions about these things, right? Okay, so related to that, whatever we discussed, just the top most important conclusions. Okay, just to enter into that world again, have a look once about these things, right? Okay, here just these are top most important conclusions what we discussed in the last session, right? Sir, DevOps is not a new tool or technology in the market. Yes, correct. It is a new culture or process to develop, release, and maintain software products. Next, DevOps is a combination of development and operations. Next, the main objective of DevOps is to implement a collaboration between development and operation teams, so that we can develop within the less time, and we can operate very effectively. Okay, like everything is going to work very smooth way, okay, to meet the client requirements, right? Next, here this point is the very important, sir. The beauty of DevOps is everything is automated, and we can use several automation tools for development and operations, right? Can you please spell out, sir? Very important in DevOps. Everything is automated. We can use several automation tools for development and operations, right? So if you want to become DevOps engineer, there are multiple tools you require to perfect. Okay, there are multiple tools, version control tool, next a build tool, next and after that integration tools, configuration management tools, software, okay, sir, hardware configuration, dockerization tool, like multiple tools you have to familiar, right? Of course, those tools, the people who got perfection about these tools will become, sir, DevOps engineer, right? Next, DevOps engineer should be all rounder. He should aware everything else. His role is considered the DevOps generalist. Okay, like sir, next, DevOps is not agile model. Most of the people are always going to feel that it is the agile model. No, agile model always talks about until development only, but DevOps is going to talk about development and post development. Post development means even operations also, complete cycle is going to be take care by DevOps. Okay, next, DevOps is an infinite loop where everything is continuous. Okay, like sir, have you remembered, right? These words seems to be known words or not? Can you please confirm? Yes, friends, we covered already these things. Okay, like next, sir, as the part of DevOps, okay, tools we require to discuss. So the first tool, the first concept what we have to talk, sir, in the development, if you observe the cycle, the first thing in the development part, okay, source code management, version control tool we require to discuss first. Okay, and then build tool, next a release tool, next a deploy tool, like a multiple tools we are going to discuss. Don't worry at all. Okay, now the first tool what we have to talk about, version control system tool. Okay, this is the first thing what we have to discuss, right? Version control system tool. Okay, like this concept we have to discuss. Do you know version control system is also known as, okay, is also known as, any other word is there? Anyone, can you please confirm? Yes, friends. is also known as version control system is also known as any other word? Please confirm. Respond. Version control system is also known as some people may use the word software configuration management. Software configuration management. Okay, management, software configuration management, SCM. Okay, some people may use the word source code management also. Source code management like of course it is also SCM only. Source code management also like, but more meaningful word is either version control or software configuration management. Okay, this is you should aware, sir. First thing, what is the need of version control system? You people should be aware what the need, why we have to go for this version control system, what the need of version control system. Next, how version control system will work, how version control system will work, sir, how it is going to work. Next, what are various benefits on version control system. Okay, if we discussed these, then you will have basic idea, right? Okay, next, and after that, okay, what are various types of version control systems, types are version control systems. Of course there are two types are there, centralized and decentralized or distributed. Okay, so types are version control. Next, what the difference between, okay, difference between, okay, centralized version control system and the distributed version control system. What the difference, right? Next, and after that, okay, why we have to, sir, which tool we are going to discuss? Git we are going to discuss. What is the what is about functionality of the Git, why it is the popular, and so on. Next, the cinema is going to come. So this total is the basic introduction, which is the common for every version control system tools, basic theoretical introduction. And then one special tool we are going to discuss, sir, version control system tool, which is nothing but Git. This is our agenda for the next two sessions, right? Is it clear, right? Yes, friends. What the need of version control system, how the version control system is going to work. Next, what are various benefits are there. Next, types of version control system, difference between centralized and distributed version control system. Next, Git is next one tool we are going to discuss. That tool itself is Git, sir. Okay, now let me talk about need of version control system, sir. The people who don't know about version control system, compulsory you should have clear, you should concentrate more, because this basic terminology is the very important, sir. The people already familiar with some other version control systems like CVS or SVN or purpose, like no problem at all, just a basic idea better to get. Okay, like, so now what is the need, why we have to go for version control system? Sir, one small scenario I will discuss for you people, so that you may get much clarity about this one, sir. Okay, like, sir, do you know, here assume I'm the developer. Okay, I'm the developer, sir. Assume that, okay, developer job is what? He's always going to respond, he's always going to write code, he's always going to write code. So this code will be maintained in the form of files. Okay, the files which contain code. Okay, like maybe .java program, .java files, or otherwise .py files, Python files, anyway, sir. This is, sir, now a client came, sir. Assume that a small client came, sir. He approached me. Assume that so Durga, he approached me, sir. This is about my requirement, can you please develop, can you please, this is about my requirement, can you please develop, okay, code, please develop this project, develop this project. Like, a small client came. Assume that I'm the freelancer, small projects I can build on my own. Okay, like just assume that, sir, one client approached me. Then automatically I told yes, okay, why not, I will develop the code for your requirement. Like, now what I did is, just observe carefully, sir. I started working on this one. Okay, like what happened is, sir, I created one folder. assume for this client, okay, for this client, this is just a client project, something like I created one folder. Now I wrote almost around 100 files, assume .java files or .py files, like I wrote multiple files to fulfill is a requirement. Okay, so client project, a folder I took or a directory I took. In that, how many files I wrote, sir? Almost 100 files I wrote. 100 files developers are, of course, each file contain the code only, right? Assume that. Now, sir, after developing this, just I went for the demo. Assume that I went for the demo. So I asked the client, okay, sir, I developed, completed my work. Can you please have a look? Like I told. Then immediately, client, yes, observed, client watched the demo clearly. Sir, after completing my demo, the client asked, so these are small changes I'm expecting. Can you please do these changes? Okay. So except that everything is good, can you please do these changes? Like he suggested some changes. He suggested some changes, right? Okay. Now what I did is, so to make the client here, just observe the cycle here, right? Client, okay, client suggested some changes, okay. So these changes I required, like what I did is, in these 100 files whatever I have, 100 files are there, right? So I changed some files, some files code, some files source code to meet the client requirement. Okay, to meet the client requirement. Like now observe very carefully, sir, are you imagining this scenario, right? Okay, if you are very freelancer, like yes, I hope you can imagine this scenario. Sir, I developed 100 files to meet his requirement, I gave the demo, but he asked some changes, so to meet these changes, all these 100 files, I changed some files I changed some files, right? Okay, like again I gave the demo. Assume that again I gave the demo. Sir, now where I did these changes, right? In the existing files only. Here assume that some changes I did, here some changes I did, and I gave the demo. Again client asked, Array, everything is good, but still some more changes. Some more changes he suggested. Okay, what we did is I gave the demo, and client suggested some more changes. Client required some more changes like that. Then again what I did is, sir, I changed some files again to meet the client requirement, right? Okay, assume that it may be repeated process until client satisfied, right? Now, so some more files I changed. Assume that here this file I changed, this file I changed. Next, sir, first demo completed, second demo completed. Okay, first demo completed, sir, and after performing the changes, second demo also completed. Now I did, sir, the changes again, and I went for the demo. Okay, assume that, sir, I gave demo third time. I gave third demo third time. Sir, what happened is, after listening this, then the client asked, now observe that, Ray Durga, the day one, whatever you showed, it seems that thing is good. Can you please show can you please show that code again? Okay, like he asked. Have you observed, right? So can you please, because the client is always crazy, we don't know. So I thought that these changes are going to be, but these changes are not good after implementation. The day one, whatever you show, can you please show the code? Like, then automatically my face with the bigger question mark face. What is the problem with me is, because in the same folder, in the same files, I performed every time changes. Are you getting? I performed every time changes. Okay, where is so first day one code, day two code, day three code, like such type of thing is not there with me. Then automatically, sir, that code is not there. The same code only I overwrite, like then immediately the client asked, no, I don't know what you are going to do. I want day one, whatever the code you showed, can you please let me know? Okay, like, then immediately I have to recollect, that day what colors I used, that day what code I changed, and so on. Is it a bigger problem or not? Yes, friend. Is it a bigger problem or not? Yes. So we should not we should not overwrite our code. Remember this one. We should not overwrite our code. Okay, every version we have to maintain. Every version we have to maintain. Okay, like sir, now observe that. Sir, this is demo 1. This is for demo 2, version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4. Like I have to maintain. I have to maintain. Sir, here one developer is there. Okay, one developer is there. We can maintain multiple folders. No problem at all. Suppose 100 developers are there. Are you getting? Suppose 100 developers are there. If 100 developers are there, how they are going to maintain? So each person is required to maintain multiple versions and so on. Is it a big difficult task or not? Please confirm. Is it very difficult task or not? Yes, manually. Sir, here do you know manually maintaining these many versions manually is a very big difficult task. This is one maintaining multiple versions. Maintaining multiple versions manually is a bigger task. Manually is a very difficult, very complex activity, sir. Activity, error prone. Okay, like next, each and every change should be tracked. Array, who did the change, when when sir this person did. Next, which lines he changed? Because assume scenario not one developer, assume scenario multiple developers, like who did the change, what changes he did. Every change should be tracked. Okay, sir, who did every change should be tracked. Every change should be tracked, like who did the change, who did the change. Okay, this is a bit important. Who did the change. Next, and after that, when he did the change, next, which changes he did, at which lines he did the change, which changes, sir, which changes he did, like everything compulsory we require to maintain. Remember that a bit very carefully about this one, sir. Okay, suppose assume the scenario. Assume this is one scenario, right? Assume I have another scenario is there. Sir, developer A and the developer B, two developers are working. Okay, assume this is the developer A. Okay, developer A. Okay, assume that this is the developer B. Okay, sorry, here assume this is the developer A and this person is the developer B. Two members are working. Okay, for the client requirement, right? Okay, like so now my requirement is, as a part of his development, he developed a file named with util.java. Assume that, sir, util.java. He used one file. Next, he developed a file named with util.java. Okay, assume that. Maybe common generic terminology. He developed the code util.java. He developed the code util.java. If tomorrow, if I'm going to integrate this code, and if I want to deliver to the client, assume that if I'm going to integrate this code, if I deliver to the client, then definitely one file is going to overwrite with another. Correct or not? Yes, one file is going to overwrite with another at the time of integration, which may show abnormal behavior. Okay, like so what array, these changes should be there, these changes also should be there. Sir, overwriting of the files should not be happen. Both the changes should be there. Okay, like how you can do, some mechanism must be required. That mechanism is nothing but version control system. Are you in the position to understand what is the need? Array version control system main purpose is to maintain different versions, different versions. Second thing is, sir, here each and every change should be tracked. Okay, like so overwriting of the code should not be happen. Remember this one, sir. We should not overwrite. overwriting of the code should not be happen. Okay, like next assume, sir, assume that it is a bigger project. Assume that it is a bigger project, sir. Assume, sir, multiple developers are working. Multiple developers are working. Sir, here assume that this is sir, my code. Developer A is working here. Developer B is working here. Developer C is working here. Developer D is working here. Assume that multiple people are working. Multiple people are working, sir. Sir, the code which is developed by A, he has to share to the remaining people. Are you getting right? He has to share to the remaining people. Remaining people should access the code which is developed by A. Same way, the code which is developed by B, he has to share to the peer developers, because all the people are working for the same project. They require to share the code. They require to share the code. So to share this code to the peer developer, compulsory some mechanism must be required. That mechanism is nothing but version control system. Remember this one, sir. So developers have to share their code to peer developers. Developers has to share their code to peer developers, to peer developers. Next, so that multiple developers, so that here just observe that, so that multiple developers will work. Here just observe that multiple developers will work in collaborated way. It is the very important, sir. Next, parallel development must be required or not? Parallel development must be required. Parallel development must be required. Okay, like so these are various reasons are there why we require to go for version control systems. Remember a bit very carefully about this terminology, right? Any doubt about this? Can you please confirm what is the need of version control system? So multiple versions we require to maintain. Multiple versions we require to maintain. Each and every change should be tracked, should be stored. Remember that. So tomorrow I want version 1. Yes, no problem. You should be in the position to provide, whether it is a small project, whether it is a big project. Okay, like next, and after that, okay, multiple developers should work in the collaborated way, sir, with the parallel development. Okay, like all these objectives, if you required at enterprise level, compulsory some system must be required, sir, to manage our software code, to manage our source code. Such a type of source code management system is nothing but version control system. All the people are in the position to understand clearly what the need of version control system. Any doubt? Respond, so that I will continue. Okay, well, now how the version control system works? Sir, you are telling all the files, if you are going to maintain in the same folder, we are not maintaining the versions. That's why the problems are going to come. Then if I use automatic, if I use some tool, that tool itself is the responsible to manage our versions. We are not required to create separate folders. We are not required to do all those things. My tool, my system itself is going to maintain how this version control system will work. You should aware. Okay, how version control system, how version control system works, sir. Take very special care, sir. Okay, like sir, do you know version control system always talks about files, correct or not? Array, because code talks about files, like so version control system always talks about files. Remember this one. Version control system always talks about files which contain source code, source code, like sir, VC system, name of the no VC system is nothing but version control system. Name of the method, no. Nirmal. Clear, right? Version control system always talks about the files which contain source code. Sir, here one small clarity you people should aware. What is that clarity is? Remember carefully, sir. Sir, version control system is required for the developers or not? Hey, respond. Hey, version control system is required for the developers or not? Yes. Version control system is required for the testers. Version control system is required for the testers. Yes or no? Version control system is required for the architect. For the architect. Yes or no? Okay. There are some people who are telling no. Some people who are telling yes. Please make sure, sir. Don't feel version control system always talks about the source code. Okay. Any file, any document, I want to maintain multiple versions. Tomorrow, tester is going to write some test script. Multiple versions of same script is required to maintain. Version control system is required. Next and after that, here architect is there. Architect is there. He may develop some documents. He may develop some documents, design documents, like he may develop. So these multiple versions of these documents must be required. Remember that, okay? Like, sir, next and after that, project manager is there. Assume that project manager is there. He's always going to work with Excel sheets only. Excel sheets only. He's always going to work with Excel sheets. Multiple, do you know, sir, the same Excel sheet, multiple versions he may require to maintain. Okay, like, so wherever multiple versions of same file is required to maintain, then we require to go for version control system. Okay, don't feel it is applicable only for the source code. It is applicable only for the program code. No, for any document, it is applicable. Remember, first you people should got this clarity, sir. Every person can use version control system. Okay, because they may require to maintain some document. For that document, multiple versions are required. For that, compulsory version control system is required. Most of the people are going to feel, sir, it is required only for source code. But being a developer, most of the times a DevOps engineer or developer, he's always talks about source code. That's why they may have that feeling. But every person required version control system tool. Remember, right? Okay, well, so now my question is, how this version control system works, sir? Sir, listen very carefully. Very carefully. This is the very important, sir. If you can understand this, nothing will be there in the remaining. Listen carefully, sir. Sir, here, assume that, sir, I have one directory is there where I'm going to develop all my files. Remember this. Okay, this is, I can use the word working directory. Okay, remember a bit very carefully, sir. Working directory, or sometimes we may use the word workspace. Working directory, or sometimes we may use the word workspace. Okay, like there I have to develop the code. Assume that, sir, I want to develop three files. Assume, sir, multiple files I may require to write. Sir, assume that three files I'm going to develop. I developed three files. Assume that, sir. Sir, the first file a.java. I'm taking a.java. Next and after that, here second file b.java. Next the third file c.java. Okay, now observe very carefully. It is just like our project folder where I'm maintaining three files. Can you please tell, for these files, version control system is available or not? Not applicable. Remember that, not applicable. If you want a version control system, something must be required. That the thing itself is considered as a repository. Remember very carefully. What is this word, sir? Very important. Do you know, lakhs of times you people are going to legend this word repository. So what is the difference between working directory or workspace and a repository? Very important, sir. Can you please spell out what is the difference? Anyone? So repository Here version control is applicable, but working directory version control is not applicable. But both to store files only. Remember that repository maintain files, a group of files. Working directory also maintain group of files. But in the working directory, you never going to use the word version 0, version 1, version 2, version 3. But repository always talks about version 0, version 1, version 2. Are you getting? Repository is under version control, but working directory is not under version control. Remember this one. Getting right? So working directory is what the developer is working currently. That thing is by default considered as working directory. Manish. Yes, whatever the version is going to pull. Okay, whatever the version is going to that particular version files these working directory. But anyway, so observe very important, sir. So working directory where developers are required to create or modify files. Okay, like next here version control is not applicable. Any doubt about this one? Here we never going to use the word. Here we can't use or we won't use the word like version 1, version 2, version 3, etc. There is no such type of terminology. It is a simple folder. Okay, like any doubt? Any doubt? Don't get confused. First, you have to get clear picture. Okay, like next, repository. Repository. Okay, like repository where we have to store files. We have to store files and metadata. What is the metadata? We will discuss in detail, sir. Okay, metadata where we have to store files and metadata. Okay, what is the meaning of metadata? Extra data. What is the meaning of that? I will read. So next, here version control is applicable. Remember, here we can talk about sir versions. Here we can talk about versions like version 0. Okay, version 0, version 1, version 2, okay, etc. Yeah, good. So what is the difference between working directory and a repository? Any doubt about this one? Sir, this is the basic terminology, friends. Throughout, if you use any version control system tool, this terminology is the very important, right? Okay, now observe carefully. Sir, developer, developer these three he so he want to go for the demo. Before going for the demo, what this person did is he saved all these files inside the repository. Okay, like sir, can you please observe? He sent these files inside a repository, yeah, into the repository. He sent these files, right? For that, so he may require some client version control system client he may require, sir. Don't worry about this. So what is this git or otherwise like svn cvs, like some client program will be there. Okay, client program will be there to send these files to the repository. Okay, like sir, before giving the demo, what he did is he saved these files inside a repository. How many files he saved? Can you please spell out? Respond. How many files he saved? He saved how many files? 3 files. A.java, B.java, C.java. Like now what happened is, now observe very carefully, sir. Sir, here these 3 files will be stored in the form of commit. Commit. Remember this one, in the form of commit. Sir, here for every commit, a separate commit ID will be there. Assume that C101. Actually, if it is the git, sir, a unique ID which is going to represent this particular version, this particular commit. Okay, like I can use the word this is version 0 or version 1. Okay, like sir, now observe in the repository. in the repository, all these data stored in the form of commit. Okay, like the process of sending files from working directory to the repository, this process is by default considered as commit. Remember this one, very important word. What is the meaning of commit, son? Committing the changes. Okay, like sir, what is the meaning of commit? Commit, just at very top level I'm talking the process of sending files from working directory to the repository. Okay, like this process is by default considered as commit. Every commit associated with a unique id hash, which is nothing but a commit id. Okay, like assume that this is the version 1. Any doubt? Please confirm. Clear up to this? Okay, well, so now what happened is he gave the demo to the client. The client told, array, some changes are required, please do the changes. Like he asked to do some changes, right? Okay, to meet his requirement, the client requirement, he did some changes inside a.java and c.java. He did some modifications, assume that, sir. He did some modifications, assume. Now, before going to the second demo, again, these changes he committed, sir. Again, these changes he committed in the repository. Okay, like he sent to the repository. But this time, how many files he is going to send? Can you please confirm? Respond. How many files he is going to send? Because he did modification only 2 files. Only 2 files. That's why these 2 files are required to store. The remaining file will be considered automatically from the previous version. No problem, because only modified things are we require to send. Assume that the corresponding commit ID. Assume that the corresponding commit ID C102 and it is version 2. Okay, like version 2. Okay, like now, sir, in every commit ID, okay, complete information is there. When this commit happened, who did this change, what changes he did, everything is going to be recorded, friend. Okay, if you want, you can ask, hey, commit 101, what changes, which files are there, which changes did, who did, what is his mail ID, what is his surname, like everything is going to be there in the commit. In detail, we are going to discuss. Next, second time he gave for the demo. Assume that first time he gave, so he developed. Sir, second time also he gave for the demo. What happened is, okay, he told some changes. Array, can you please do some changes in b.java? Like he asked, can you please do some changes inside b.java? Like he asked, sir. What happened is, yes, he did some changes inside b.java, and then he went, sir, to give the demo. But before that, he saved these files in the repository. Okay, now can you please tell how many files he required to save? Please confirm. This time he did modification only for one file b.java, only one file b.java. Now for this associated with the commit C103, and I can use the word, it is the version 3. Version 3. Remember this one, sir? Okay, like now, sir, the client after seeing this demo, array, I not happy with these changes. Whatever you showed on the day 1, can you please provide? Can you please show? Can you please show the day 1, whatever you gave the demo? I want those files. I want that demo. Can you please show again? Like he asked. Yeah, am I in a position to give the demo or not? Can I bring first day 1? Day 1 means version 1. Am I in the position to give the demo or not? Yes. From the repository, array repository. So and so date on 7th. On 7th, I saved one commit is there. Can you please provide the files related to that commit? Like I can ask. Now I have to bring files from repository. From repository, okay, to the from repository to my current working directory. Then all these files whatever there will override with these specified version files. Remember this one. This process is by default considered as check out. Check out process. Sometimes we can use the word pull operation, clone operation, like so version to I mean tool to tool, the terminology is going to be changed. Don't worry at all. Check out the operation, right? Okay, right. Sir, now can you please tell what is the meaning of checkout? Please confirm. Can you please confirm what is the meaning of checkout? Checkout means the process of sending files from. We respond. The process of sending files from. Uh, the process of sending files from repository to working directory. Repository to working directory, right? Okay. Now, sir, all these old files are going to overwrite with this particular version file. Now I'm in the position to give the demo to the client. Okay. Now, if the client is asking about, version 1, version 2, version 3, any version, I'm in the position to tell clearly. Okay, so there we required some mechanism to maintain all our versions. We required some mechanism to track all my changes. Such type of mechanism is nothing but version control mechanism. I hope everyone in the position to understand. Any explanation is required about this one? How the version control system will work? Files store as the form of commit. Yes, 1 minute, some student is asking the doubt. File, yes, file store in the form of commit. What is the meaning of commit in this statement? Sir, what is the commit means a group of files which are stored at a particular point of time. Normal, a group of files. Okay, it is one version, something like. So don't worry, we are going to do multiple commits. So multiple commits, like it is just one id or one commit object which is going to contain the state of particular time interval. It is not a directory. Okay, don't feel it's not a directory. Okay, repo is a directory. In that, all these commits will be stored. Commit object which internally contain these files. Okay, something like you can consider. Yeah, clear? Everyone in the position to understand how? Okay, how version control system works. Okay, this is what is next. The basic version control system terminology. Version control system terminology also must be important. The basic version control system terminology, it is also very important, sir. What is the meaning of working directory? Sir, where developers are required to work, this is also known as workspace. Here version control is not applicable. Here you can't use the word version 1, version 2, like repository. Okay, like repository where we have to store files and metadata. Here version control is applicable. Here we can talk about versions like version 1, version 2, version 3, something like this. Next, and after that, what is the meaning of commit operation? What is the meaning of commit operation? And what is the meaning of checkout operation, right? You should have clear clarity about this terminology. Any doubt? So the basic idea, but this repository, this what we are going to use lakhs of times. Commit, this what we are going to use lakhs of times in our version control system, day to day being developer's life. Clear, right? Are you getting the basic idea? What is how the version control system is going to work? That's it. Sir, now the next thing what I have to discuss. Sir, what are various benefits of version control system? Yeah, we know we are seeing multiple benefits. Benefits are version control system. What are various benefits are there? Benefits of version control system. Sir, can you please tell what are various benefits of version control system? It is like various versions of Python, versions of Linux they are using. Yes, Viraj, same thing only. Commit is the process name or group of files. Yes, both. Normal. Commit can be used as a verb. Commit can be used as a noun. Noun. Remember this. Commit is a verb. At the same time, commit is a verb, noun. So means it is a process. Next, at the same time, it is the thing which is going to hold. Yeah. So can you please tell, sir, what are various benefits are there for the version control system? We can maintain different versions or not? Can you please confirm? We can maintain different versions, and we can choose any version, and we can choose any version based on client requirement, client requirement, like, okay. Now next, with every version or commit, okay, we can maintain metadata. Remember this very carefully, sir. With every version or commit, we can maintain, maintain, sir, metadata. We can add metadata, like, sir, here, like, commit message, sir, this command, so just this command for so and so purpose, okay, like a commit message. Next, and after that, do you know who did the changes, changes? Next, when he did the change, when he did the change, he did the change. Next, and after that, next, when he did the change, next, sir, next, what changes he did, he did, like a complete extra information will be maintained with every version or with every commit. Remember, are you getting? Yes, metadata. Now, Ashutosh, I hope you can understand what is the meaning of metadata. Metadata. Sir, who commit these changes? Who commit these changes? When the commit message happened? Okay, like, sir, git log, like you are going to use, right? The same. Of course, I don't want to use technical terminology. First, get the basic idea right. That is the very, very important. Next, sir, it provides environment. Version control system provides environment to share his code to the other developers, right? Okay, developers can share the code to the peer developers, right? So any developer can share the code to the peer developer in very easy way. Okay, next, multiple developers can work, multiple developers can work in collaborated way. Very, very important, sir. Collaborative way. Okay, like, next, collaborated way. Next, is it enable parallel development or not? Yes, parallel development, it is enabled, sir. So if version control system is not there, then what will happen here? First developer 1 is required to work, and then developer 2, and then developer 3, like, no. Now version control system is there, all changes will be tracked, no problem. Developer A, developer B, developer C can work simultaneously. Whatever he changes, okay, whatever the changes he did will be stored. Whatever changes he did will be stored. Whatever changes will be stored will be stored. Next, the final version also will be ready. If there is any conflict, there is a mechanism is there to resolve those conflicts also. Don't worry at all. Okay, so these are various benefits are there because of version control. Next, one more thing, maybe at this stage you may not get much clarity, but at while going on you will get much clarity about this. Sir, we can, do you know, we can provide access control. We can provide access control, like, who can who can who can read code, who can modify code, something like, even such type of access control also we can implement by using version control mechanism. Clear, friends? Are you in the position to understand what is the meaning? Sir, what are various benefits are there for the version control system? So a layman also should understand, the people who are not having any technical terminology, because most of the times DevOps engineer is non-technical people also will be there. Compulsory they should aware. Okay, are you feeling comfortable, sir? Up to this, what we covered? What is the need of version control system? What is the need of version control system? Version control system. Okay. Next, how version control system will work? How version control system will work? Okay. Next, the basic terminology. The basic terminology of version control system. Of version control system. Okay. Next, what are various benefits are there? Benefits of version control system. Version benefits of version control system. That's all. These are various things what you people should aware. Okay. In the next, we will talk about what are types of version control systems. Types of version control systems. Types of version control systems we will discuss. Okay, there are multiple types are there. I mean, two types are there basically. Next, what is the difference between what is the difference between these types? Difference between centralized and distributed and distributed. Okay. Next, the basic idea I will provide, the basic introduction to the Git, so that you people can feel comfortable, right? That's all. Yes, sir. Version control system control is never ending. Yes, obviously in DevOps, any terminology if you are going to use, for every word continuous, continuous delivery, continuous development, continuous delivery, continuous development, continuous testing. So in the DevOps terminology, everything is the continuous. So version control also never going to end. It is also under infinite loop only. Is your development is going to end anywhere? Is it continuous process or not? Yes, it is a continuous process. Then obviously version control is also continuous process only. Yeah, that's all, friends. Client is always, so that particular version will be there, okay, which is there in the production as of now, but tomorrow changes are there, then obviously next level changes, next version, next level changes, next version. Okay, like, yeah. Okay, that's all, friends. So in the next session we will talk about this, okay, so that you will get much clarity. Thanks for everyone.